welcome to episode 25 of the Game Time Gents podcast. We're shocked it's episode 25, but I guess it's what comes after 24, boys.
It's also funnier than 24.
25. There we go. That's what I was going for.
I got you.
All right, this week we're going to go into a little more depth about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, is it 59 this week?
I believe so, yeah.
And we are going to talk about that, and then we're going to play our trivia time segment. We have 5 more of those for you, and then we also have a draft of our favorite Super Bowl commercials of all time. So we will get into that here in a moment. But we do have some news to touch on first. Official task. I see you both have written some stuff down. Who wants to start?
Yeah, I'll take it away if you guys don't mind. So a little hockey tidbit here. So this year, Arizona moved to Utah, and as of now, they've just been known as the Utah Hockey Club. While they've been, working on deciding on a name. They were going to be the Utah Yetis. However, their patent got denied by the U.S. Patent Office because there was going to be confusion with the Yeti cooler brand, and also learned that they tried to work out like a co-ownership deal with Yeti, and Yeti was basically like, no, screw you. I think, one, that's just a missed marketing opportunity there, especially with the whole ice theme of hockey, and cold temperatures. And, Utah Yetis would have been a really cool hockey team name. Team is instead holding a fan vote to name the team during the last couple games here coming up. The 3 final options are the Utah Mammoth, the Utah Outlaws, or just to keep it the Utah Hockey Club.
So that's Utah Mammoth, singular Mammoth?
That's I looked on 3 different sources, and every single one said Mammoth.
Strange. I do agree with you. That's a huge dropped miss by the cooler company.
Yeah, just with the arena and everything. And I mean, you could name it after, one of their many, many expensive coolers that they have.
Yeah, Yeti coolers are way too pricey for what they are.
Yeah, so some of the logos have also been leaked, and I haven't looked at any of them, so I don't have an opinion on it, but one of the things I read is that they looked like something from the creative team from the NHL games. So I don't know if it's their color scheme, because it's like rock salt white. It's white, black, and a light blue.
I was going to say, is it kind of like a AI generated look like?
I like I said, I haven't looked at them. They haven't officially unveiled them yet. So I didn't really look too hard. I just was looking up a little bit more info for it, and I saw that they had been leaked online.
Okay, so that's a team that's moved. It's not necessarily a team that's...
Yeah, they are not an expansion team. They moved from Arizona. They were the Coyotes last year.
That's right, Arizona Coyotes. Yeah. I remember that.
And then I just don't think the market really ever took off down there. The team was also kind of bad, and they were having troubles with the stadium too. So they moved to Utah, and they've had some success, but they've been selling out. I think they're on a sellout game streak right now, and they're playing in Columbus tomorrow, and I thought about going because it's Margaritaville night.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but it's a Thursday, so that's kind of a...
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, it's kind of a stretch, though. They have sold out every home game so far this season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a huge missed opportunity by them, the cooler company. Also, Utah Yetis would have been a cool name. But out of the 3 that you gave us there, I think Mammoth is probably the coolest.
So I like the Outlaws. I don't know. It seems cooler to me. Mammoth to me is just weird. It's the singular.
Utah Mormons.
I don't know, man. Utah's a weird state. I've seen TikToks of the guy going to the Mormon universities and oh, would you rather, not wear your garments or commit arson? And they're like, oh yeah, just commit arson. And I'm like, what? Would you rather have a sip of alcohol or kill a puppy? I'd rather kill a puppy.
Jesus, that's fucked up. Okay, yeah. That's Utah for you. All right,
That's
Fish, you have some news here too.
Yeah, just some trades around the leagues here. Basketball, obviously, we saw the big news with Luka being traded to the Lakers. The biggest little, I guess, conspiracy behind it was his physical fitness, conditioning wise. He did approach, I guess, weight of 270, which was the seventh highest weight within the league. He did lose out by being traded this year. He did lose out on 116 million off the rip. He was at the end of this year up for a supermax contract with the Mavericks. That is no longer a thing anymore. He's still um, eligible for a max deal, which is 5 years, 229 million, but did miss out on the 5 years, 345 super max deal. So some kind of big news there. He did just buy a $15 million home in Dallas, so kind of shitty, but it is what it is. I did read something today that saying that I mean you could argue it's his fitness or his lack of conditioning or his piss poor defense. Look, he's got you the talent to get you into the playoffs, but he'll never win you that ring unless he steps up, gets in shape, or plays just any remote defense at all. Um, the Lakers, they didn't really give up too much. They gave up
No,
an
they didn't.
Anthony Davis. So, I mean, an aging, injury prone Anthony Davis. It's a null and void thing. Lakers, I think they gave away their first round pick for 2026 or something like that. So they're just throwing away early picks to try and get something going with LeBron and Bronny and Luca. So I mean, is he going to be a game changer? Maybe, but again, I mean, he's got you the raw talent to get you into the playoffs. I don't think. I mean, we all know that defense wins championships. The offense is there, but it's just. I mean, if you got a guy that's going to drive on you and give you, give up 40 points a game, then he better put up 40 or more. So I don't know. It's something else, and I just saw something that not James Harden. Jimmy Butler just got traded to
Golden State.
Golden
Yeah, I saw that too.
for some minor pieces of stuff. So Steph got that. He was kind of hoping for that reunion with KD. KD came out and said, "Nah, I'm good." So he wants to try and win with the Suns. Again, don't see that happening, but it is what it is. Um, Steph finally gets another All Star to kind of help with that trio, I guess, with him. Uh, who's
Draymond.
Yep, Draymond, and him. So I mean, outside of that, basketball's kind of stale right now. It's just not. eh, there isn't anything that's like holy shit. I mean, outside of the Luca deal, which I guess people were trying to do it on 2K, and 2K wasn't dumb enough to pull that trade through. So
I did see
Really?
that. Yeah, I
That's
did see that.
yeah, they're like, yeah, we can't, risk giving up an all-star player or something like that for the pieces that you're presenting. So it's, that's basketball for you. And, we'll tune back into the playoffs when, we'll be shocked to see who goes and advances. But in other news, football talks as well. Miles Garrett, I know a couple weeks ago we had said that he's like, yeah, you guys got 2 years to go. I need to see changes or I'm walking out. Well, those 2 years, I think we all blacked out and sped up. He has now requested to be traded out of Cleveland. So much for that 2 year grace period. Clearly hasn't seen any changes. I know that we're still, in the playoffs, Super Bowl, so not much can really happen, but it just seems like he's overall frustrated. So I guess where do we think he's going to go? Where would we like him to go? Where do you think he'll end up?
I mean, I know that you would probably like to see him on the Eagles. I would like to see him on the Lions.
Yeah, but I don't want to give up one of our young pieces for.
Yeah. Just to comment on that too, I read earlier that he had said there was a lot of conversations. He even talked to LeBron about it, supposedly.
Yeah, he did.
And a lot of it has to do with like front office staff. He feels like they're not aligned with where he wants to go, which I mean, it kind of seems that way a little bit. with the wild decisions that they've made the past couple years. They had a couple really good seasons. Deshaun gets hurt. They bring in Joe Flacco. He plays really well, and then instead of keeping him on, they get rid of him. Them giving that massive contract to Deshaun. You're a Browns fan for now.
No, I'm a Browns fan always.
For now.
I will say this is the most grim it's ever been to be a Browns fan. And we went 131-1 during a stretch of a couple seasons. But just to speak on it a little bit, like Miles, his prime was getting wasted here. I know I went on a rant in this podcast a little bit ago. I think it was like one of our early episodes, but it's all coming to fruition now. They bought in on Deshaun. They bought in on Deshaun for a second year. That's 2 years Miles wasted because the first year he's suspended, second year he's hurt. The third year they tried to make it work. He got hurt again, and now they went and committed to him again for a fourth time before he retore his Achilles. And it's just like, this is what's going to happen. The pillars of your team, which are Myles Garrett, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, and Denzel Ward, and Nick Chubb, their primes have been wasted. And it's all been wasted on a shit player that's played well in Houston because he ran a college offense, and it just is what it is. We're getting what the ownership and the front office is getting what they deserve from this deal. And the Browns fans are going to be the ones to suffer from it yet again. But it sucks because, Miles, everyone wanted to retire Brown. He's been going on a media tour during the Super Bowl, like podcasts and pre-shows. He was talking on Rich Eisen today about, where he would possibly go. I saw a clip of him on another podcast talking about wanting to go play for the Washington Commanders. He said they could really use a pass rush there. That's true. Like 31 other teams are going to want Miles. So where he goes is that team's instantly going to just be that much better on defense, and he deserves it. He should go win a Super Bowl somewhere and rub it in Cleveland's face. Honestly, I think it'd be funny if he went and signed with the Buccaneers to be with Baker Mayfield.
That would be pretty funny.
So I don't know, man. It's just, it sucks to be a Browns fan, but I hope Garrett, goes somewhere where he can win. I hope the rest of the guys follow him, because we clearly can't do it in Cleveland. So it's going to suck the next couple years that my dad, my brother, and I go up there. It's probably going to be shitty. There's not even that like crazy Myles Garrett third down pass rush we can root for anymore, and it's just going to be grim. That's about all I can say about it. And Fish, I wanted to go back and touch on your Luka topic. There was a lot of people trying to equate this to like what kind of trade this could be in the NFL. There's people like swapping Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson in a piece, swapping Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott and a receiver in another piece. It's just that type of trade doesn't happen unless there's some underlying issues.
Right. You think we got a Kyler situation and he plays too much Overwatch because he is top 500 in Overwatch too?
I honestly think it's just his piss poor defense. I mean, if anything, the Mavericks got away with giving a free supermax on them not winning shit. So yeah, like it sucks for the franchise because he's supposed to be your all-star player, but for a shooting guard? What is he? What is he? A power forward? Small forward?
He could play from the 1 to the 4.
Look, if he's holding the ball that much and being the point guard and everything like that, weighing in at 270 and then letting these young guys blow by him for easy layups, there's a reason why that they get to the playoffs and then they crumble.
Well, they went to the finals last year.
Yeah, I would be curious to see what his stats were against anyone that played against him. How many points did he give up? How many assists was driven from that one player that was on him? I mean, he put up points. He can, again, his talent, his raw talent alone can get him. He's like a Russell Westbrook, right? He can do it all. He really can. He can get boards, he can get assists, he can make plays. Playmaker. Russell has way better defense, though. It's just like you see some of those. I mean, if it's the top of the key, he's guarding down the point guard, and all of a sudden it's a quick little instep dribble around, and then where's Luca? He's chilling up top of the key. Like it's a constant 4v5, at least from the games that I've seen, and it seems like that has been an underlying frustration error. And people have said this the same thing with James Harden. The guy can score. He's a great offensive scorer. When it comes down to playing defense, it's a constant 4v5, and it shows. Now, Luka weighing in 270. And we've seen a lot of these big guys try to move at these weights, and it's just not conducive to the quick, agile players that they are nowadays. It's just I don't know, but I think
Shout out Big Baby Davis.
I think the Mavericks might have dodged a pretty good financial hole by trading him away. Like, it's shitty the way what happened. Again, we don't know what happens behind the scenes. There could have been a bunch of warnings saying, "Hey, you need to reach this weight." Aren't there weigh-ins before the season? I know there are in football and baseball and stuff, but
yeah, I assume you have to show up to camp in some sort of physical condition.
Like, all-star or not, I mean, if you're the face of the franchise, and I see the face of the franchise jogging or showing up late or not doing conditioning, I don't want to be here either. If he's going to do it, I don't want to do it. So, we don't know what the whole story is. They say it's conditioning. They say it's a weight thing. I don't know. You're looking at, okay, do we try to babysit this guy, give him 300 something million, most of it guaranteed, and then we see this same shit the next 5 years? I'm okay with, everybody being mad and like, what is Dallas doing? Doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I think it's a good financial decision for the ownership. They could find a new face, someone that's a little bit hungrier, might not put up the points, the boards, or the assists, might not be the most popular player, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're not sinking almost, $500 million into somebody who doesn't seem to like want to watch what he eats or run up and down the court or play defense. So, you got to play both sides of the ball, unfortunately.
I just think the Mavs could have gotten much more than what they did. It seems like they just shipped him off at the first offer.
100%.
They probably could have held open, like an open market for the guy.
They could have gotten at least 3-4 first rounds for a team that is right there on the cusp of advancing. They could have gotten a shit ton from it. I mean, it just seems like everybody's just frustrated. They're like, "Yeah, Anthony Davis, that guy has he played a full season since he's been in? Yeah, we'll take him anyway. Whatever." So I'd be curious to see what that deal, how much money that they ended up saving. I don't know how much the Lakers would have taken over for the rest of his contract. I don't know what that looks like too. It could have just been like you said, hey, first deal, if you take his remaining contract and then some, we'll get it done. So it might have been one of those situations. It seems like the Lakers are they're trying to win now, and they've been trying to win. I mean, obviously they've won recently, but their future is absolutely chalked too. So
the only NFL trade I can equate this to that's ever actually happened was that Ricky Williams trade. Do you guys remember that? The Saints or whoever drafted him traded all of their picks for that one pick to get Ricky Williams. And that's just like, who could those picks have turned into,
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of them, like, relating it to NFL. I don't know. I need to sit and think on it because Anthony Davis is out of his prime. He's been injury prone. Luka has also gotten hurt recently, is starting to age out of his prime type deal, but is almost kind of just lazy. So I don't know. You got to find an all-star caliber player. It almost reminds me of like the Jamarcus Russell hype. Guy was insane in college, gets drafted, plays like ass. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. There's a lot of factors that go into it. NBA is interesting. It really is.
Yeah, I was talking to Bosom earlier, and he said that Jimmy Butler, after he got traded, got signed to a 2-year, $160 million deal.
Saw that.
Like, that is so much money for Jimmy Butler. like out of his prime, Jimmy Butler. That's insane,
That'd make me wish I cared about sports just a little bit more growing up.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe you wish you were a little bit taller too.
I don't know. I could be a third baseman. I don't need to be 8 feet tall.
Oh, I thought you meant to get in the NBA.
No, I mean, look, Spud Webb did it. Muggsy Bogues did it. You know,
Yeah. Freak
Look.
athletes.
Look, just get on base. Don't let the
Larry
ball
Bird
get by you.
unathletic. I'm not saying I have to
Who?
look. Larry Bird, very unathletic.
Oh, don't you speak poorly on Larry Bird.
Was that who was it? That pitcher for the Mets? You remember? You know who I'm talking about?
Bartolo Colon?
Yes. I mean, there's a big man right there.
Is a big boy.
I mean, he was still playing when he was like 45. So I was like, dude,
True.
chill.
CC Sabathia, also a big boy.
He lost a lot of weight when he came back.
It looks like he could play left tackle when he was first in the MLB.
Yeah, when he was the big one. Yeah, I mean, he was pushing like 280, 300,
Yeah.
just throwing 98-mile-per-hour darts,
Joe, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame as a Yankee.
as he should.
That makes me so sad.
Why?
Like, just let us get one.
No.
Why?
You guys had plenty of time to. Didn't you have Cliff Lee and a bunch of other these guys that you had? Manny Ramirez at one point. Did you have all these players and you guys just couldn't do shit with them like you are doing now with the Browns?
Like every team we have? Go
Gods,
Cavs. That's all I have to say. Go Cavs.
go Pistons. I don't know. I don't basketball.
No
Pistons have
basketball too good.
Wallace.
All right, you guys want to get into the Super Bowl preview?
Go Birds.
Sure.
Yep, Go Birds podcast specifically. So I was typing out these analytics here, where the averages that each team has gotten over both the regular season and the postseason. And something really stuck out to me when I was looking through this. The big thing is the Eagles have been perfect in the postseason with the turnover margin. They have 10 takeaways in just 3 games, and they have not given the ball away at all. So I know we talk about Jalen Hurts. He hasn't really done much through the air this year, but you look at his entire season, he's gotten about, 32 touchdowns, and he's only turned the ball over 5 times. So I think that's really going to be a factor in this game. I think Jalen Hurts taking care of the ball is going to be a really, really important thing for the Eagles. I think the way you guys win this game, Fish, is, it's kind of cliche to say, but time of possession. You got to keep the ball on the ground. You got to really treat every single drive that you guys have, or every down and distance, as 1st and 9, because you're going to have that tush push if you get into a 4th and short situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the best team so far in recent Eagles history or years really, that has really managed the game clock well. And looking at Jalen stats here, looking at the offensive stats, passing and such, it's not glamorous by any means. I mean, averaging the last, 3 postseason games about 190 passing yards, even though he had 250 or 300 yards that one game.
Right.
It doesn't look good, but then you also have, average rushing at 180 yards. It's nice when you have a game breaker type caliber player in Saquon that can rip off a 50, 60 yarder at any minute. You don't have to make up those 50 or 60 yards. So even with them scoring quickly and effectively, they somehow still have great game time management. And it's a lot of big thanks to that defense too. Holding teams to minimal yardage, the little nitpick, they'll chip down the field. But them walking away with 3 points after burning 7 minutes on 15 plays, perfectly okay. Because obviously you saw what Saquon did in the first play against Washington, broke off and scored. So game clock management has been obviously very, very biased and very, very rudimentary on the offense, right? You figure, okay, quarterback has X amount of time, let it get down to 1, hike it, run it. Okay, take your time getting back up there. But a lot of it also plays into the defense. The guys in the trenches, linebackers, the safeties, corners, that team has done very, very well with not giving up, outside of the one rare occasion, the big plays downfield, which we used to give up frequently when Bradbury was covering guys. So the defense holding teams, doing little nitpicking, not letting quarterbacks get in and out of their pocket to run further, keeping everything almost over the middle. The defense is blanketing anything on the outs. That helps a lot with the game clock management, which I've been seeing so far this entire season with the Eagles. Like I know the first couple of games started out rough, but Fangio's got a grip, a death hold in that defense, and everything's working out well. Knock on wood. So
Yeah.
as long as we can keep, and Jalen has gotten incredibly smarter with not forcing the ball. He holds on to it a little too long. I understand he's trying to look for that outlet guy. It hasn't bit us in the ass yet, but he's done very, very well with knowing when to throw it away, when to rush it, but only for a couple yards. Now let's not take that hit and run that clock as much as possible. So I've been very impressed. We know that Kansas City's defense has stepped up. I mean, they're fourth in the league with only, giving up 19 points a game. The Eagles are currently second with, 17.8. So it's definitely going to be a defensive shootout. And we know in these big game situations, we know that one fumble could cost you the game. One holding penalty could cost you the game. So there's a lot riding on this. I think both teams are going to play very cautious when, I mean, Patty's going to try and sling it, but I don't think he's faced a defense this good this entire season. I mean, on all three tiers, he's going to have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter running at his face. Doesn't matter if you double them, they're going to get by. And then you got the linebackers, you got Nolan Smith coming off the edge, and then you got Quintanamo Bay and Darius Slay has been playing like he's 26 again. It's very, very tough to deconstruct that defense. I'm sure they'll come up with some trickery. Travis Kelce will get his fair share, but it's not going to be easy. I don't think that they're going to score off the rip like they did last time and so effectively. I think this Eagles team is way better than when we faced them back in 22, and it's a different ball game now, especially now that Hurts has a few years underneath his belt. That offense is booming. It seems like all those Georgia players we picked up are starting to now blossom into this flower that Sirianni keeps talking about. So you got one game left.
He said the thing.
The biggest game of the year. It's going to come down to, like you said, turnover margins. And right now, the Eagles are riding the hot hand. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see, but it's a lot riding on this.
What do you think your keys of the game are for the Eagles? What's three things they need to do?
Feed Saquon. Saquon will get his. Saquon's got enough explosiveness. I mean, I don't even need to talk about it, right? We've seen him get stuck behind the line, and somehow his massive thighs will bounce him off to the side, and he'll pick up 8, 9, 10 yards. I don't think that we need to force it. I think Jalen, the small completions over the middle, a couple deep balls. I mean, you got effective receivers all over the place. Even Jahan Dotson was a first-round pick who, didn't really pan out with the Commanders, but has shown that he can handle a decent workload. I think the defense, I think the biggest thing, I think, outside of feeding Saquon and not doing turnovers is let's not be cute. Let's not try and outsmart the smartest guy in the room. Sometimes going back to your basics and not having, because we like to do crazy shit, right? You got Nolan Smith running back into coverage. Okay, sure. We don't need to do this all the time, right? We don't need to be the smartest guy in the room when, trying to fix something that isn't broken. And that defense right now, they're really, knock on wood, there isn't a hole. You got Dejon Mustard. You got a lot of guys that are stepping up. You got a lot of young guys. We got to keep them composed. They can't get wrapped in the realm of it's a Super Bowl, whatever it may be. They've done this for 19 games now. Let's do it again. You guys have played well all season. So I think not getting cute and trusting your OC and DC like you have all season could make or break the decision. We don't need to do trickery and, fourth down, let's do a fake punt, fake field goal. Don't need to do any of that shit. Take the fucking points and go about it. That's it. So far, we've done that all year. Sirianni did did the cute stuff, not leaving points on the board. And some of those games came really close, and we pulled it out. Some of those games, it's just like, what are you fucking doing? Take the points. In a game like this, you have to take the points, especially with that offense that you have explosiveness on. You take the points. So
Yeah, I agree
those,
with you there.
those are some of the takeaways. It's going to kill me if we go for it on 4th and 5 on their 20, and the game ends 30-26 or 27. It's like, man, you could have just tied it. All you had to do. Or Jake Elliott misses. I mean, he has not been on the point either. So I can see them leaning towards, if it's 4th and 3 on the 35, do we trust Jake to kick a 40-yarder, or do we try and go for it? So I can see a lot of that. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I support them. I mean, whatever they will, hopefully it's a good thing. I mean, it's not an easy team. Kansas City's defense has stepped up over this season. Patty Mahomes is still Patty Mahomes, regardless how much you hate him or like him. Guy's still going to go out there and do his thing. So, but yeah, I don't know. Those are some of the takeaways that I think, at least for the Eagles standpoint, that they have to maintain. They got it. I mean, they still have that underdog, that dog mentality. There's still guys wearing the dog mask around the locker room, from what I've seen. So can't count them out as long as they're hungry and they want it more. It's a good thing going. I mean, that's a special team they have right now. It's a band of brothers. It really is. So that could be a terrifying thing for Kansas City.
You mentioned Nolan Smith there. I think one of the biggest things the Eagles need to focus on for this game is not letting Patrick get those rushing yards that he always seems to get in the postseason. He's able to extend plays. He's able to break contain a lot, and I think your pass rush is going to be really, really important there to keep him at bay, keep him in the pocket, because we know he doesn't have as good of a receiving core as he's had in the past. Now, Xavier Worthy has kind of come on. He's their leading receiver from receiver position during the playoffs. I think he may even have more targets than Kelsey does right now in the postseason. But yeah, he's definitely got to. You guys have to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him, sit in the pocket for 5 seconds, then be able to run out to the left or to the right, and then do these fake throws, and then decide to run, and then do a fake slide and get even 5 more, 10 more yards off that. So I think that's one of the biggest things the Eagles need to realize. And hopefully Vic Fangio is talking to the boys about that, because none of us want to see the Chiefs win again.
Look, I mean, he contained possibly one of the biggest running dual threats in the league with Jaden Daniels. He kept him contained. Obviously, Lamar being number one. I mean, if you can keep Jaden Daniels from running all over the place, being as quick as he is, sure, let Patty do his thing. Let him get out there. But you also got to think that you got Zach Bond back there, who is not a slow man. Then you had these two young guys, Axeman Jr. and Hunt, who have played extremely, extremely well and have shadowed Jaden Daniels when he's on the move. Those guys, everything crashes down. You got DeJean's always there. Slay's been playing out of his mind. Guantanamo Bay is somehow always in the mix for a tackle. Look, at the end of the day, he's going to run. He's going to pick up his thing. But I mean, it's a different breed of defense. So I think Fangio. I think I trust him. Obviously, we trust him as Eagles fans. I think he trusts his defense well enough that if we got to put a spy out there, whether it's Hunt or Bond or whatever it may be, and someone's on top of Travis, that the cornerbacks and the nickels and the safeties, I think that there's enough talent and trust back there where they're like, yeah, I don't need to push Zach Bond back into coverage. We're going to have him shadow Travis. Or I don't need Hunt to push back over the middle because I know that, DeJean's going to be spying over the middle and stuff like that. So I think defensive scheme, and I say this again, right? I said it last time. I think it's the best defense that Fangio's had in his entire career, and I think it opens up a lot of those trustworthy situations of, look, I understand I'm facing one of an insanely good quarterback. He's going to get his. You're not going to hold him to 3 throws of 30 for 15 yards. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But if you put Guantanamo Bay, who we've seen him play in college, his explosive speed to then catch up to the player. You put him on Xavier Worthy, who has struggled catching the ball over the middle and has made some pretty key drops along with Travis, and then you let Darius Slay deal with the old guys, Hopkins and Juju Smith Schuster when he's a threat, maybe.
And Hollywood.
Yeah, you're looking at those guys that two of them are out of their prime. Granted, you can't take them for granted, but you're not facing a Rasheed Rice and a Tyreek Hill and a Xavier Worthy. It's an aging offense. Travis Kelce has not looked good. I mean, he's also 35, but he has not looked good or looked like what he has in the past. So I have full trust if Fangio has already schemed it out what to do. I think you put young guy on young guy and you let Quentin Mitchell, you let him do his thing with Xavier Worthy and let Slay cover the old guys. And then you hope that Zach Bond can handle across the middle with Travis Kelce, and then DeJean kind of fits in both ways. And then you got CJC back there. I mean, there's a lot of talent on this defense to not scheme out accordingly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Too much talent, too much headspace. We're doing. You got the momentum on your side. There's way too much to not trust or try and do anything cute. Again, we go back to being cute and like, oh yeah, this is the game. We should try different shit. No, it worked in the past. Stay with it. Right? There's no reason to have Guantanamo Bay lining up against Juju Smith-Schuster because like Juju's gonna blow by him or some shit. Let him catch it over the middle. Let him eat that clock. That's fine. It's a different team now that we have Saquon and other incredible receivers that are stepping up. It's a different team than what we played in 2022. So
I'm excited to watch it. That's for damn sure. Sad it's the last game of the season, but there's not really much for some of us to look forward to next season. So let's just relish in this year.
Sure, we got Pat's cheesesteaks coming in too. So.
Do you really?
Oh,
that's awesome.
Good.
I gotta go out and get cannolis too. I've done the whole thing.
Yeah, you should probably get another 6-pack of cannolis just in case things don't go well.
That should be really interesting and be very quiet the rest of the day.
Yeah, hopefully you guys get the dub. I mean, I'd like to see you with some new Eagles gear, some championship gear. So
I have to get another helmet signed by the team.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that was going to cost an arm and a leg, so that'll be fun.
Oh, for sure. Especially with Saquon. Zoltowski, you got anything to say about the game?
No, I mean, Fish took it, to a T there. Feed Saquon, get that running game going early. Once he gets going, he's hard to stop. And Shipley looked good in there too. So if Saquon does need a break, I think he could go in there. They always got Gainwell as well. Keep him fresh. Don't really need to throw the ball. When you can just run it down the opponent's throat.
Yeah.
He has proven that he can throw the ball too. So I mean,
he has. So you got a true dual threat offense there. So Chiefs defense has looked good, but I think that this is the ultimate test for them. I mean, I really don't want them to three-peat. Like, yeah, cool, it's history, but at the same time, it's like let's just leave it at history. I'm sick of hearing about the Chiefs and Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Even though Andy Reid has never lost a Kansas City Philadelphia matchup, every time he's played in one of those games, he's been on the winning team. So hopefully that breaks, but we'll see. I think it'll be a great game. I am excited to watch it and to watch all the commercials. I feel like that's what, from what I've seen on Facebook, half of America is going to be watching the game for, and to watch Kendrick at halftime.
Think Taylor Swift makes a little halftime appearance?
I hope not.
I just hope that they just ride off into a sunset.
Yeah, that's another thing people are speculating. If the Chiefs do three-peat, Travis Kelce's got to be done, right?
1,000%. There's no way. He'll propose.
Even if they don't, they might be done.
He's 35. He's 35. Like if you're a kicker, sure, cool. Because you're not. All it takes is one hit over the middle, and he's a big guy, but he's not 27, 28 anymore. Those years are catching up to him. We've seen him underperform this year and a little bit last year too.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one nice hit across the middle, and then you're like, oh, okay. I think Jason was smart about it because he was in the trenches. I think, look, you take your sanity and you take your insane career that you had, your stellar career, you win a ring or not, you got to hang it up, man. I think I don't understand guys are like, yeah, I could keep playing until I'm 45. No, you made enough money. You're dating a billionaire. Go enjoy life. Keep the podcast going. Go hang out. I think if he comes back, it's a detriment to Kansas City because now they gotta feel like they gotta force feed him at tight end and do this, and this. And is he good? Yeah, he'll be good next year too. But I mean,
But he's not going to be who he's been.
you're not gonna see him catch it over the middle, take 2 hits, and then run it for 40 yards. He's gonna take 2 hits and then he's gonna be out of breath in a collapsed lung. Just hang it up. It's okay. It really is. Three-peat or not, you've won how many rings? You're okay, man. You're fine.
I think he's won 3, right?
I'm pretty sure he has.
Because the Chiefs won one before this little dynasty started.
Yeah, I think they won one, or no, they went back to back and then lost, and then went back to back again.
No, they won one, and then I think Burrow and the Bengals beat them in the championship game once.
Oh, the championship game.
And then the Bengals lost to the Rams, and then that was 3 years ago, and then the Chiefs have been in the last 2 times. Well, the last 3 times now.
Yeah, 49ers back to
they won in 2020, and then they lost to Tampa Bay. And then it was the Rams in Cincinnati, and then they beat Philly in 23, beat San Francisco last year.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Fish, has there been any development on Landon Dickerson or Cam Jurgens?
Yeah, Cam Jurgens going to play. Landon, like I said, I spoke to him in the locker room the other day, and he was like, yeah, there's absolutely no way that I'm not playing. So both of them are going to be a go to play, which is expected. Yeah, the whole team should be healthy. I saw Brandon Graham come back too. He was running some drills. He looks a little chubby, so I understand. It's one of the situations where he said he wants to come back one more year, but if they win it, he's probably done. Look, he's a legend in Philly. He's played his heart out every time again, but one of those situations where you play him 10 plays, maybe he comes up with another big one, but there's no way in hell that you're going to mix with the chemistry that they have now and be like, oh, well, BG's back. We should definitely, get him in the rotation. Yeah, absolutely. But like the second, third string guys, let him rotate in there. Because I can't imagine pulling like a Nolan Smith and be like, or a Sweat and be like, hey, BG's going to go in, and then that dude's fucking gassed in 3 plays. Love him to death, but again, don't mess up what's broken. Let's not alter. If we're up by 40 points, hopefully we're up by 40 points. Sure, absolutely. Let him play his heart out. I don't give a shit. Get the fans into it. I don't care. But in a games, which most likely this will be a very close one too, one play can determine if you win or not. Let's not make that play because we're like, oh, well, BG's been here all season. Keep what we have going. It's real simple. Don't get cute with it. Let's not try and outsmart people just because some people have been here for 40 years. Don't keep the young guys in. If they got momentum, let them do their thing. That's it. Simple. Simple stuff. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, paint the same picture, or do something new, add a tree in the background. We don't need to do that shit.
You don't need subtraction by addition, is what you're saying.
Absolutely not. I love BG. If he's there, he'll get his ring. Great. Fantastic. Does he need to play? Sure, he can play in not critical situations when some people, you got to ride the hot hand. You got to ride it.
Right. So the line on this game is Kansas City's favorited by 1.5 points, and the over-under on the game is 48.5. So thought that was a little high, especially with how good the defenses have been in the regular season and the postseason. We all know Philly, they've allowed under 18 points per game. Kansas City's also allowed under 20. So going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be more like old school football than, this new high-flying, big offensive matchups. So kind of excited to see that too. But pumped for the game. The big game.
Should be a good one.
Should be a good one. Are you guys want to get to our trivia segment?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Zoltowski, your heads, Fish your tails. I'm flipping the coin. Zoltowski's first.
Okay. Current player.
Current player.
AFC?
He is NFC.
Is he an offensive player?
Yes, offensive player.
What's the key thing? What's that term? I'm asking for all the position players.
Skill players.
Is he skill players?
He does play a position. He's also a skill player.
I've been narrowing it down here.
Is running back.
No, not a running back.
Does he play on the NFC North?
He does not play in the NFC North.
That's got to be Jalen Hurts, right?
Nope, not Jalen Hurts.
Is it the East?
It is not the East.
Do it. Is it the West?
It's not the West.
Okay. Hey, I think we narrowed it down to the South.
Process of
I think
elimination
we
here,
did.
boys.
And it's a skill player. It's not a running back. And their current player.
You have raccoon eyes.
Are they a wide receiver?
He is a wide receiver.
Mike Evans.
It's Mike Evans, dude. Good job.
Let's go.
Mike Evans' middle name is Lynn, by the way. Interesting.
Nerd.
All right, Fish, you ready for the next one?
I am. Does he play in his current player?
Current player.
Danny Dimes?
It's not Danny Dimes. It's a good
One
guess,
of-
though.
One of these days.
I know. One of
By me saying it's a good guess, it's just another NFL player. It's not any hint.
AFC.
No.
Long pause there for a no.
Well, I was going to give you a not recently, but never in his career.
I don't know what that means.
It means he's had a very long career, and he's never played in the AFC.
Is it Geno Smith?
It is not Geno Smith.
It's not a
Geno
bad
Smith
guess.
started on the Jets, which is AFC.
Good call. Good call. Let me ask my question then. Is he NFC North then?
He's not NFC North.
NFC East.
Most recently, NFC East.
He's a quarterback.
He's not a quarterback.
He's not not a quarterback. Is he in the offense?
He's not on the offense.
It's a defensive player.
Correctamundo.
Well, no, it wasn't a question. That was a statement.
No, I know, but
He's
what
not
if
in
I
the
said no
north.
there?
He's not in the east.
Could be a punter.
Diabolical, to be honest.
He's not a punter.
He's not. Are you saying he's not a punter? Is it Nick Bosa?
It is not Nick Bosa.
Is it the West?
Most recently, no.
So is the South again, most recently?
No.
I thought you said he wasn't in the East.
Did you ask me if he's in the East? I thought you said the West.
Didn't I? Because Fish asked North, and then I asked East.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he's in the East.
Okay, so hold on here.
Okay, so
And
I
then
get my
Fish-
question back?
You asked if he was a quarterback, did you not?
Yeah, like 12 rounds ago.
Okay, we know he's a defensive player in the East.
Questions 5 at Fish, 4 at Zoltowski.
I've been shammed.
Oh,
Fish, I will let you ask another question free of charge.
Okay, so does he play for the Cowgirls?
He does not play for the Cowgirls.
you play for the Eagles?
He does not play for the Eagles.
Is he
Dolphins.
on the defensive line?
He's not on the defensive line.
Is it Marshawn Lattimore?
It is not Marshawn Lattimore.
Play for the Commanders?
He does play for the Commanders.
Okay. I gotta let Fish ask his question and guess. I already took my guess saying this.
Okay. Is he a safety?
He's not a safety.
Okay, there you go. Zoltowski, your
Is
turn.
he a linebacker?
He is a linebacker.
Is it Bobby Wagner?
It's Bobby Wagner.
You're so good at these, man.
just the random knowledge that fills in my head.
This one's going to be fun. Zoltowski, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, God. Are they a current player?
They are a current player.
I hate this already.
Are they on the special teams?
No, they're not on special teams. Throwing you guys for a loop.
Oh, are they on the defense?
They are not on the defense.
Okay.
Playing the AFC?
Most recently, yes.
AFC North?
No.
Is it the West?
Yes.
Is it Kareem Hunt?
It is not Kareem Hunt. It's a good guess, though.
Are they a skill player?
They are a skill player.
Is it Brock Bowers?
It is not Brock Bowers.
You said most recently. That's a stupid guess. Ignore my idiocracy.
I didn't even pick that up, but yeah.
He played with the Chargers?
He has not played with the Chargers on any of the teams he's ever played with. Hint, hint. He's been around.
Been a while.
Oh, is it Von Miller?
Is not Von Miller.
Is he with the Chargers now?
Von Miller is with the Buffalo Bills currently.
They a wide receiver?
They're not a wide receiver.
Not play with the Chargers, not a wide receiver. Is he a running back?
He's not a running back.
Oh, is he?
They a quarterback?
He is a quarterback.
I think I know
Is
who
it-
is.
Is it Carson Wentz?
It's Carson
That
Wentz.
guy's such a wank stain. That guy's awful.
Oh, man. Carson James Wentz.
That guy never had the locker room, and it showed.
All right, we'll do one more. I have two more lined up, but this next one might take you guys a minute.
Not at all. I'm guessing a 3.
All right, let's do it. Fisher up.
Fuck. Current player?
Current player.
Oh.
Don't burn
Are
this.
they in the NFC?
They're in the NFC.
Offensive player?
Offensive player.
That's we have to shoot here, right?
Go for it. I mean,
It's got to be Saquon, right?
It is not Saquon.
that'd have been wild.
I mean, it just makes sense. You figure you'd do a theme for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We had Saquon a couple weeks ago.
Is it the NFC North?
It is not the NFC North.
Is it the East?
It is the East.
Okay.
Or no, it used to be the East. It's not the East anymore.
Huh?
What?
He's not in the East anymore. He used to be in the East.
Oh. Okay. Is it the South?
It's not the South.
It's the West. But they played in the East.
Correct.
West
It's
played
currently the West. It used to be in the East.
Is he a wide receiver?
He's not a wide receiver.
But he plays on the offense, right? We asked that.
Yes.
Yep.
You're
he
right.
did.
Is he a running back?
He's not a running back.
Is he a tight end?
He's not a tight end.
Is he a quarterback?
He's not a
Oh
quarterback.
God.
There's a lineman.
It is a lineman.
Jesus.
Oh, honestly, could have shouted out a fullback.
He's not a fullback.
Could have been the used jacks.
Bring back the fullback position.
Honestly, yes. Okay, so he's a lineman. Plays in the West. Played in the East before. How long? Oh, shit. Sorry. Go ahead, Zoltan.
How long ago did he play in the East?
He played in the East from 2010 to 2019. He's played on the West from 2020 to present. Played on two teams.
Is the most recent team the Cardinals?
It is not the Cardinals.
Is it the Rams?
It is not the Rams.
Is it the 49ers?
It is the 49ers.
So he's played in the East. He's a lineman.
On the 49ers.
49ers. Is it your ask or mine, Zoltowski?
It's mine, and what year was he drafted?
2010.
Oof, he's been around.
He's been around for a long time.
When was he?
I'll give you a hint. The team he played for in the NFC East was the Redskins.
You can't say that.
They were the Redskins then. I don't think he was ever a football team or a commander.
Is he a starter?
Oh, yes, he's a starter.
Who's
I'm an idiot. I'm He's
Do you
the
have
only
it?
the only one that's known.
Is it Trent Williams?
Yeah.
It's Trent Williams, yeah.
God.
Yeah. Is he a starter? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Cool. Sick.
Sick.
My hint was going to be he's the lineman.
I forgot he played with the Redskins.
Yep. All right. Do you guys want to do one more or you want to move on to the draft?
Zoltowski's ball. I'll go whatever.
We can go on to the draft.
Okay. All right. Let me get the randomizer and the little drum roll here going. We are drafting our favorite Super Bowl commercials of all time. We have Fish first, myself second, and Zoltowski in his rightful place.
Unbelievable. That's
Bringing up the
collusion.
rear.
My 1-1, there's just so many damn options out. It's ridiculous. And it was
There
really nice
is.
actually doing the research of going back to like when we were kids to see what the graphics were like and the commercials to then what we have nowadays and the shambles. But I'm going to go with my 1-1, the Betty White Snickers commercial.
That's a
Back
good
in
one.
That's a
2010.
good one. That's a good one.
I've never seen a lady get laid out like that. It was just wild. She gets smashed. Hilarious commercial. It's a great thing for Snickers. That really started that trend of, dude, eat a Snickers, you're not yourself kind of thing. So, a lot of fun, a lot of playfulness, great commercial. You gotta love Betty White. Can't, there's nothing bad to say about her. So,
Dude, that was kind of when that started, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
that
grab a
I
Snickers,
remember.
You're not yourself.
Yeah. I
That's
I
fan
kinda
page.
wild.
tell people that when they're. I tell Liz, I wish you like
All the time.
Snickers because you're hungry. You're being
Yeah.
grumpy.
All right. For the 1-2, I don't even know if I want to pick this because you guys are giving me so much shit for it.
100%.
All right. I'm going back in time to a time where we weren't even children yet.
God.
There is a classic commercial that's been referenced for years and years. And it's the Coca-Cola commercial with Mean Joe Green,
He's a Steelers fan now.
where he goes, "Hey kid, catch," and he throws him his jersey after the kid gives him a Coke.
Are you impersonating the kid that gets the jersey from your favorite team?
Sorry, was my voice cracking there? Hey kid, catch. Yep, Coca-Cola Hey Kid Catch commercial.
No, that is a good pick. I do know that commercial. It's iconic because it's Mean Joe Green. You know, I do. That's not a bad pick. I'll give you that.
1980 boys.
I don't even think I was an idea yet. Maybe just a twinkle in my dad's eye.
That twinkle would have been there for a while.
Yeah.
You never know.
Big
My go finally.
It is your go.
All right, easy pick, easy 1-1 for me. I just love this commercial. The Star Wars theme commercial. You guys might already know which one I'm talking about, but it's the 2011 Volkswagen commercial for the Volkswagen Jetta, where the little kid's dressed up as Darth Vader, and he goes around trying to use the Force on different objects.
Oh,
He goes
I know
out to
what
the
you're talking
car,
about.
and it starts, and he's like all shocked by it. And turns out, Dad was just auto starting the car, and I don't know. It's just a wholesome commercial. I really like it. I actually did a report on it this year for school, for like a power presentation or something. But yeah, top commercial right there for me.
Nice.
Kind of like reminded me of like when we were kids and you would like try to do the Force or Fish in your instance. You were trying to go Super Saiyan and then like something would happen. You'd be like, "Oh my God, am I actually a Jedi?" But no, it's just like the automatic doors opening up. So yeah, good pick, Zoltowski. And you're on the turn.
I am on the turn, so I'm going to take this one early, because I remember when this one came out, and I just also really liked it, and I just saw it again on TikTok because it's that time of year where it's let's look back at all the old Super Bowl commercials. The NFL's 100-year commercial where they had like the party with all the big players throughout the eras, just all doing their thing. And, because Marshawn's trying to get the cake, and that's what starts it all. The ball goes on the ground, and someone yells out fumble, and it just starts this whole thing.
Is that where Tim is in it?
I think that might be where Tim's in it. I know for a fact.
Ninja's in it. Ninja is in it.
I know for a fact that's where it's Baker's rookie year, and that's where Tom gives him all the rings.
Yeah, he's like, hold these.
Yeah, he really dangled that in front of Browns fans' faces there.
Yeah, no, that's
bullshit.
Yeah. Well, and then too at the end, it's the girl gets the ball, and she's like, "Can I have that?" And it's like, well, "Come and get it." The football is really for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
really powerful statement.
Yeah. What year was that? Like 2018, 2017? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I don't know.
All right, my pick is going to be, I think I got to go with the E-Trade Baby commercial. You guys remember that one?
The one that started all the
over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like then now it's just their thing.
Yeah. The E-Trade Baby commercial is awesome. That was from 2010.
Pretty good. I think my next one, I'm going to go with a little bit of a cult classic. I'm going to go with Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, the Jeep version.
Yes.
Bill Murray,
I know that.
Iconic role, Groundhog Day, same stuff over and over, but now you had a Jeep. His classic comedy it's tough to beat. I mean, that movie is a cult classic anyway, so that's got to be my second pick. And then on the whip round, I'm going to go ahead and go with a Seinfeld guy. And not so much one that you really saw in the main stage, more one of the writers. I'm going to go with Larry David, Don't Miss Out, about the cryptocurrency thing. Man, was he wrong?
The Coinbase commercials at that one?
Yep, where he's going through the different ages and stuff like that, and he's like turning away all these innovative things. Just to see him, what he did in like Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then the small bits that he had in Seinfeld. Larry David is just that
legend.
Awkward comedy is it's great. That's got to be my third pick there.
Fish, have you watched Curb?
Oh yeah, great show.
Great show. The Seinfeld episode is actually my favorite episode. The Seinfeld reunion.
Oh yeah.
All right, for my next commercial, I think I got to go with the Old Spice commercial. Your man could smell like a man. He could smell like me. I'm on a horse. That one.
Oh, is that?
Oh, yeah.
That one always killed me back in the day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I'm on a horse.
I didn't realize that was a Super Bowl commercial, honestly, but I know that commercial.
Yep. That was from 2010 when we graduated high school.
Yeah,
so we're from the 2010 on our list here.
You guys are old.
When did you graduate high school?
2013.
2013?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. That's still 4 years before bosom.
He's a little child. All right. Mine. So second pick here for me. I'm going to go with Terry Tate, office linebacker.
That's true.
Oh, that's a great
the pain trade is coming.
That's a great pick.
Yeah. And then on the whip around here, so this one's actually from last year, but I thought this was the funniest thing, and I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's great, because he can do everything from comedy to your action movies. But the State Farm commercial he did, like a good neighbor, and he's just going through the ads and he's doing all the actions. It's like a good neighbor. It's neighbor. That's what I'm saying, neighbor. And it made me chuckle a lot, and that long drawn out fish style chuckle.
That was good styles.
Neighbor.
All
right, for my last one, it's not a specific commercial, but it is one of the types of commercials I always look forward to. They always had one every single Super Bowl. It's the Budweiser Clydesdales commercials. I just always like seeing the horses run the snow. It was always such a cool commercial. I got to tour the Bud Light or the Budweiser plant when I was young, when we went to St. Louis to visit my uncle once, and it was a really cool experience, and we actually got to see the horses. So that's always been one that I've always looked forward to seeing. So the Budweiser Clydesdales.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm stuck between two.
I mean, do
But
you have an honorable mention?
I do have an honorable mention. I'm going to go with another classic, but earlier in this man's career, based off of a movie, kind of creepy. I'm going to go with a 2022. He reincarnated this role from an old movie that he did back in his younger days. Goodbye, Cable Guy. Jim Carrey steps back into his iconic role as the Cable Guy. Um, Watching him knock on the door, go through that whole scene again of that that weird, creepy Cable Guy, still doing the same faces, just a little older now. But seeing him in those iconic roles again, you kind of tell they had a little bit of fun with it. So one of those has to be that one for me, at least to round it out. I love a good little Cable Guy. It's a weird film, kind of creepy.
I've never seen that movie.
I don't think I have either.
So really, it's a good one. He plays a weird, creepy, overly obsessive Cable Guy.
Is it one of his more like serious roles, or?
Nah, not really. I mean, there's some comedy in it, but it's not. I mean, it's not like a drama, murder, thriller kind of thing.
It's not like a Truman Show.
No, but it's one of his earlier roles. I mean, I would love. It's a good movie.
What was his horror movie he did? Jim Carrey. Was it like 23 or something like that?
Yeah, the number 23. I remember that one.
Yeah, it's not like that. Yeah, it's got Ben Stiller in it and Matthew Broderick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll give it a watch.
Leslie Mann,
definitely.
Jack Black, Owen Wilson. I mean, it's a
really good cast.
It's a really good cast.
So, I mean, it came out in '96. Kind of creepy, kind of weird, but good overall film.
Yeah, I've been watching some movies recently that you've been recommending, and they're pretty good, I must say.
Next one you should watch is The Evil Dead, the remake.
So good.
From, what was it, 2012? I remember the trailer coming out when I was in high school.
The one where they're at the cabin?
Yeah, the remake.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that like supposed to be really scary?
It's not.
It's not.
It's more graphic than anything.
Will you guys watch it with me and hold my hand?
I won't hold your hand, but I will watch it with you because I will rewatch that because there's another one coming out soon, I think.
I gotta sit between you and you hug me if I get scared between two strong men?
I need an adult.
I mean, we're all adults here.
No, you're not.
What do you mean?
No, you're not.
Whatever, man.
All right, I got honorable mention.
What's your honorable mention?
It's a tie dad.
I did see that one out there when I was researching these.
It's a tie dad.
It's a tie dad. So I'm looking forward to that. Whatever the one they've been teasing with Posty and Shane Gillis. I'm excited to see that one play out. The Bud Light commercial. They're just like a couple dads sitting on lawn chairs out in the front yard. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, I'm excited for the one with Pat McAfee, Principal Pat.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that. Really?
Yeah, he's in like a fat suit.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
And then you got the Budweiser, the what's up?
Yeah,
that spawned memes for it. I think it's still a thing.
Decades.
Fish,
I know you're watching the Super Bowl with your family, Zoltowski. I think we should get together and watch it.
You guys are more than welcome to come up here.
That's probably what we'll do.
Yep, I'll talk to Liz about it.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. We can get some pizza or something, order some wings or do whatever. We can get that wing place that we went to last year for the Lions game.
Pick up Hinders on the way.
Yeah, Hinders. That's good wings, man. Good wings.
Get a couple boxes of cards, open them up, halftime.
No, you're speaking my language. I was thinking about buying a new TV. I might have to buy a new TV now.
I mean, they got the deals on them right now.
I know.
Trust me, I've been looking for my TV while I'm making it in my basement, so you guys can come over next year and watch games.
Look, I'll buy a new TV and I'll sell you my old 60-inch I have for a decent price because you're a friend.
I'm going 4 43-inch TVs.
You don't want a 60?
Nope. I want a TV wall where they can all like mesh up together and show one screen, and then I can watch 4 different games at once. That's what I want to do, and it's been approved by the wife.
What are those 4 games?
Whatever 4 games we watch on football Sundays.
It'll be the
I'm getting
Eagles,
Sunday ticket too.
the Lions, the Ravens, and the Steelers.
Yeah, it has to be the Ravens and Steelers, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the Browns should grace that TV wall.
I know.
I'll watch it on my phone.
Don't
from
even,
like
your
30
screen
feet
might
away.
crack.
Yeah, probably. Bad football. All right, good draft, boys.
That was a good draft.
Podcast.
Yeah, I was excited about this one. I love the Super Bowl commercials. They're so fun to go back and watch compilations of.
Yeah, they are. They're fun. Honorable mention the 1 second High Life commercial. That was pretty funny. You guys remember that one? The Miller High
No,
Life guy. He
I do
just
remember.
He came on screen. He went High Life, and that was it.
Oh no, I do. Yeah,
That was it.
remember Kanye's commercial?
Kanye was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Hang on, I'll find it. I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right, but that is the show, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be announcing we're going to recap the Super Bowl next week, and then we're also going to be kind of announcing how we want the show to move forward since football season's over. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get into more gaming content. We'll still cover sports every once in a while, just not in depth as much as we do football. So,
Or watching hockey.
or watching hockey. Solteski keeps trying to get me into hockey, so
Watch
I think
hockey.
I'm going to try and do that.
It's on ESPN, man.
I have that, so
I
there we
know.
go.
He's like tomorrow. You got Columbus playing Utah. Actually, that one's probably blacked out because it's in Columbus.
True.
Hell, there's games on. You can watch Edmonton play Chicago right now,
There we go.
or Montreal play LA.
Maybe I'll watch that while I edit this. So, all right, you guys got anything to say to people other than go Birds?
Go Birds.
Oh, go Birds.
Everybody, thanks for listening. That's the show. Always say GG. Thanks for being a gent. Love you guys.
See you later.
Bye.